news. Okay, something interesting involving this flooding in Sarasota that I was reading, and I'll put a link to the Herald article because they go into a great deal of detail on it. But they cover why there appears to be a frequent issue with individuals in regards to flooding in the downtown area. If you recall, they had over the summer, they had a stretch of the roadway on 41 about Fruitville down to Gulfstream. It was all flooded out. I shared a lot of the videos on here and a lot of the pictures. You had other areas that were just inundated with heavy rain, and people are starting to wonder why. Some people blame the View, Sarasota Bay condos over there because all the new construction, I think I even covered that was causing a lot of the flooding issues with a lot of the growth and construction that's going around, and not just in Sarasota, down to Venice, everywhere. The View particularly stood out because they had some debris that was blocking some of the drainage, and that was causing some of those issues, so a lot of people focused on that. The county and state say no, it was one of many different variables that were out there causing the problem. But the biggest problem is the tidal influence. And now this is a bit extreme what you're seeing here with Irma, but that whole tidal influence and the impact it's having on downtown Sarasota, and it's primarily because the whole area, that bayfront area, is impacted significantly during high tides. Now this is a rather low tide. This is before the surge on Irma on the video. But as that tide comes back, I did not know this until I read the article. It goes underneath the city and back up into the storm drains and water pipes there, which causes a lot of the issues over there about Coconut Avenue and all that stuff. When it rains at that high tide point, water drain through downtown, enters into the drains, and I guess it exits out to the bay, which is already filled with the high tide, and you get the continued issue. They did say the debris from places like the venue did cause some backup, but it was only one of a few factors. Tom Barwin out there said that he basically said that the county wasn't doing their job maintaining, which you hear a lot about the county. City of Venice is going through that issue in terms of maintenance with the parks. Now you have this with maintenance of their drainage system. I guess the city owns it, the county maintains it, which I did not know either. But the county's gonna go ahead and launch a study. It's gonna be a year-long study. You're gonna have to pay consultants. You gotta love those consultants and their fees, and they're gonna pay an astronomical amount of money. And what sucks about these guys is a lot of times they come back with crap information. I remember we've put out, I think it was last year or the year before in Venice, 2 different consultants, something like 80 grand. I don't even remember the total. And one was to do a garbage study because they didn't like what the city employees came up with, and the consultant ended up coming up with the same exact advice. The other one was so bad, his analysis, that they couldn't even use it, essentially. It's crazy how they rely on these consultants. But we're going to do it. They're going to review this area, see what solutions they can come up. It may be something that's simple. It may be something that's more complicated, and something that's more expensive. Again, there's a lot more detail in this article, so I'll pin a link to the Herald article. If you have some time, take some time and read it. It's pretty interesting. This has been Frankie Abbruzzino with the Scoop News.